All right, and we are back. It must be a Tuesday morning. Good morning, guys. We are live from the East Brunswick Public Library, and that's where we do our podcast every single Tuesday. I'm Greg T. This is Mayor Cohen. Good morning.
How are we doing there?
We're doing good. We're doing great.
We're great.
If you're watching us on YouTube, then you are watching us right now at EBTV 26. Or if you're listening to us on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, or Amazon, well, hello, and thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our podcast. Reach out to us via the email, baeb@buzzabouteb.com. We will read each and every one of your emails, but you have to email us at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor!
How are we? Double digits today, huh?
Double digits. How about that?
Yes.
So yeah, this is episode 10. Not so bad.
No.
We're having a good time, right?
I think it's great.
Yeah, I think we're getting the message out to people exactly what we wanted to come about the podcast, right? We're talking about East Brunswick. We're talking about our lives. We're putting it out there. I think what else could people really want from our podcast?
And it's in a way that just gives people information that's in a fun format, and you mix it in with people's lives and stuff that affects them and you and all of us every day. It's just not the boring lecture or the note that goes out from the township that's lists events. It's just fun.
And listen, there is a lot that's going on here in East Brunswick. So from time to time, we'll stop down and we're going to do a little in and around East Brunswick so you get to learn a little bit more about what's going on in East Brunswick. But I'll tell you what is going on here in New Jersey and East Brunswick. Everybody's talking about it's the weather. No one can get past this weather.
I thought you were going to get me sun. I don't see it.
Oh my God, I cannot even. It's just unbelievable how much rain this area is seeing.
I know. You know what's going to be the clicker of all of them is going to be probably somewhere in the middle of the summer. They'll declare it a drought.
Oh my God, no!
Can you imagine? That's totally going to happen.
You're right. You know what? I got to tell you. I think I may not even shed a tear when they go. We're in the middle of a drought. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Let it be somebody else's problem. Right. We dealt with rain for all that. Matter of fact, I wanted to do this today. So I got something here for you. So I heard about how much rain we were getting, and I looked it up because I heard somebody say that New Jersey has gotten about 20 weekends in a row of rain.
Great.
Now, so
I believe that, though.
So I looked it up. So here we go with some, ladies and gentlemen,
the news. The weather.
The weather news, right.
It's going to be beautiful this weekend, and again, you're wrong.
So Rutgers, New Jersey Weather Network, they have told us, now, I didn't even know, 69 weather reporting stations are scattered across the entire state of New Jersey, which I didn't know about. I had no idea. We have three really big ones, one in Newark, one in Trenton, and one in Atlantic City. Those are the three biggest the main forecasters. But they have said, here's what they're measuring it on, is that there's been measurable precipitation. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
There we go.
Precipitation in at least one location on at least one Saturday or Sunday of each week for the past 20 weeks. So because even though we may not have seen rain right here in East Brunswick, they have actually measured a little bit of rain in one of those 69 areas. So that declares New Jersey to have 20 straight weeks of rain.
That's great.
Something else. That is really
maybe they should just call us London.
Right. I mean, it rains like in Seattle like this, London. Yeah, I mean, this morning, that's what it felt like with that foggy, dreary weather we had this morning.
Exactly.
It's really been horrible. It really has been absolutely horrible. You can't get past it, and everybody's tired.
It'll get better this weekend.
You promise?
No.
Because I'm about to hold you to it. There's a lot going on this weekend. Matter of fact, one of the things that we're going to talk about is the big market that's opening up this coming Sunday.
Yes, that's why we would really like nice weather.
Yeah, I agree there. That would be fantastic. We're going to talk to Robert Zuckerman later on about what's happening with the market. Mm-hmm. You and your family did something really neat that I've never been a part of. You went to a traditional Indian wedding over the weekend.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Tell me about that.
I've gone to Indian weddings before, so
you have?
I knew a little bit about what to expect.
Okay.
But they're really beautiful, colorful. The outfits are just really amazing. Mm-hmm. Not cheap, by the way, from what I understand. And but the ceremony and the whole process and what each event during the ceremony means is important. And so they'll give you a booklet that explains what each part of the ceremony means.
Oh, get out of here! Very nice.
So it starts out very early, and the groom comes in. Sometimes I've seen them come in on a horse,
Really?
and come to the crowd that's waiting for them.
What is the significance of riding in on an animal?
I don't know. They know in parts of India they'll even come in on an elephant.
Wow.
And but it was raining this weekend, so I don't
Okay.
think that they want to take a chance with animal and bad
Sure,
weather.
sure.
But the groom came in with a very elaborate outfit that befits the ceremony.
No, will the groom? I don't mean to cut you off. Will the groom stay in one outfit, or will he change, or will the bride change outfits throughout the day?
This one, everybody stayed in the same outfit.
Okay,
I have been
okay.
to others where the bride changes.
Okay.
But the ceremony was absolutely beautiful. But it's long. It's a long process, and everybody that was there was so welcoming and explained things and wanted people that were there that might not have known the culture or the traditions to be part of it.
Right.
And so I have to say, and then of course got a little bit of a break, not much, because by the time you woke up from your 10-minute nap, it was time to go back for the reception,
Well, when you
which
say
was
it's-
also beautiful.
And when you say it's long, is it longer than what I know as a traditional wedding? Like within hours? Is it a full day?
This lasted about 4 hours.
Okay, gotcha,
three to
okay.
4 hours from the time that you got to the venue.
Right.
And there was some stuff that was being done outside, the groom coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you waited, and as everybody went into the actual hall, and then the wedding ceremony started. And again, there's so many parts of it that by the time the whole thing was done, it was somewhere around 3 hours, 3.5
Gotcha.
hours.
And what about the bride? Does she come in, in a grandiose way as the
It's
groom
not
does?
a white gown or bride's.
She doesn't come in
gown.
traditionally like that in a white dress.
No, it's a traditional Indian outfit.
Okay.
More colorful than we're used to seeing, but it was beautiful.
Gotcha.
And friends of mine have told me that some of these outfits, especially if you buy them here,
Yeah.
are very, very expensive.
I would imagine so.
A lot of people will go to India and get it cheaper, but that's common. If you know something's made somewhere else and you buy it where
Yeah,
it's actually
right,
made, it's often
right,
cheaper.
right.
But the embroidery and the artistry
Mm-hmm.
to some and the colors are really just beautiful.
Wow, incredible!
Yeah.
I have never been to a different like that type of a wedding. I've always heard things about them, but I don't know much about it. I think that you're really lucky to have been a part of something like that.
Tons of food.
Wow.
Tons of food. So nobody ever leaves
Right.
like hungry.
No, of course not. No, it sounds like a great time, and it sounds like there is a lot of tradition in so many different nationalities when it comes to weddings and things. And I've always just been to the regular traditional wedding that I know of, so they're kind of getting boring. I'm like, I don't really want to go to weddings anymore. I would love to have been invited or go to a different type of a wedding.
Well,
That'd
I
be
think we're
neat.
very lucky because we do live in a part of the state and a part of the country where there's so many diverse groups that are living here, and so you
Right.
get firsthand view of how different people celebrate a lot of their traditions. And when you actually look at some of them, the basics are very similar.
Well, sure. Right.
But how they go about doing it, what parts of ceremonies are emphasized, that varies a little bit. But the idea of two people coming together, two families coming together, exchanging vows in some form, that's really universal.
Yeah, I get it. I hear you. The other thing that was going on over the weekend was, of course, it was Father's Day.
Yes.
How was your Father's Day?
It was nice, but it was raining.
Yeah, you have 2 kids, right? 2?
I have two.
Two kids. Yeah, it was raining. It was, oh, God, I agree. Horrible. What do you do when it rains on Father's Day? What'd you do?
Well, we went to my brother's house. He barbecued anyway.
Oh, so you did? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember we were talking about it last week, being out there with the umbrella and everything. Yeah.
He could do that. So, and he's a good cook, and he loves barbecue. So that was fine. My father came down, which is nice because he's 90 now.
Seriously, wow.
Don't get in his way on the road. He'll drive you right the hell off the road.
Is he driving at 90?
Yes.
No way, really? God bless him.
He's actually a pretty good driver.
Really? So he's behind the wheel driving. Wow.
Yes. If you're going too slow, he'll push you off the road.
Really? Good for him. Wow. I think about it. First of all, he's so lucky to be 90 years old and to still be functioning where he's driving and stuff at 90. That's fantastic.
Wow. His mother made it to 101, and we didn't take her license away till she was 92, and she was doing perfectly fine then.
Jeez.
She had actually gotten into a car. She was living down in Florida at the time, and in Delray, and decided she wanted to go out and buy groceries, which I don't understand because she was in assisted living and they didn't need to bring the groceries in. They did that for you.
Sure.
But she gets in the car, and next thing I know, hours go by, and I get a call from the Kissimmee Police Department.
Oh, boy, here we go.
We found your grandmother. She's on the side of the road. It's dark, and looks great. She's got her jewelry, and she's dressed to the nines, and she's out of gas, and she's lost. And they said, "What would you like us to do?" I said, "Well, we need to get her back to Delray." He said, "Well, do you want to come get her and pick her up?" I said, "Buddy, 732 is New Jersey. I'm not going to beam myself down there." And the guy was so nice. He ended up getting a cab, got her something to eat.
So that's good.
And got her back down to Delray. But at that point, we recognized that even though, and I said, "What are we going to do?"
Right.
He goes, "Well, you're going to have to try to get her license away." I said, "Well, how do you take that away from her?" He said, "Well, you just make her take the driver's test over." I said, "Buddy,
right?
She's actually a good driver. She'll pass."
Oof.
So we ended up talking to the doctor, and the doctor and myself convinced her that it was in her best interest to give up the car.
I remember my grandmother, she never wanted to stop driving. And we had to break the news to her as well. Like she's gotten older, whatever. So she did it to herself. She was driving her car and she was parking in a parking space. And then she made a mistake. And instead of, actually putting the car into park, she put it into reverse, hit the gas, and then bumped into a car behind her.
Right.
Which then, yes, the police officer called my mother, kind of broke the news, said, she's fine. This is what happened. And then that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That gave us that authorization to say, that's it. Give us the keys. No more. Because it's got to be difficult. We're all going to get to that point.
Yeah. No, she totally did not like the idea of
no one
losing
likes
a
that
license.
idea.
And
No.
it's not today where you have Uber for seniors and other things. And we were all living up here, not down in Florida. It changed everything. We moved her up here back to New Jersey so that we can be able to help her. And but she still made it to 101.
Wow, man, congrats. That is just amazing.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. That's great. Congratulations. 101. Fantastic. I don't think I'll ever get to that point. I think I did a lot of damage to this body. I don't think I'll make it to 101.
You never know.
You don't know. You're right. You don't know. You don't know. Anyway, listen, so we've also got some good news.
Sure.
We are going to unveil them. We have our very first The Buzz About East Brunswick t-shirts.
Yes.
That's pretty neat.
I actually wore it to the gym today.
No, you did. Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
So I just got my eyes. I just looked at it. I just got my first look at what the t-shirts look like, which is really neat. And so we will display our t-shirts at the end of the show. Stick around, and we'll show you the shirts, and we're going to be giving them away and stuff. So there's a lot that we could do with these The Buzz About East Brunswick t-shirts.
And we'll have them for the July 4th.
Yeah, for 4th of July.
So
yeah. There's going to be a lot of cool events where people can try to get their hands on some shirts, which would be awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, well, listen, my Father's Day was average at best because of the weather. We ended up not barbecuing. We went to a restaurant, and it was fine, and the kids were good. I think my kids
were
still
you able to
young
get in? Because usually with that type of weather, it's just like a line.
No, we did all right. We went, this is so untraditional Father's Day. We went to get sushi, so we were able to get in. It was fine. It wasn't very busy at the sushi restaurant.
Yes, that's not barbecue.
No, it's not barbecue at all. No. My wife said that we would make it up. She said, look, the forecast looks like the following weekend could be nice, so we'll make it up to you. We'll have a barbecue later on in another weekend or so. But yeah, so it was a different type of a Father's Day for us, traditionally speaking. It was still fun with the kids, but
you got together with your family. That's what it's about.
Yeah, just the four of us hanging out. Good. All right, so without a doubt, we're going to get that. We just got that out of the way. We have Robert Zuckerman coming in next with us to talk about what's going on this weekend. Plus, Friday is Pride at the Pool.
Yes.
So we want to talk about that as well coming up.
Yes, all good.
All right, guys, so look, we're going to take a quick break. This is what's going on in and around East Brunswick. We'll be back with more buzz about East Brunswick coming up next. Get ready, because this Sunday, June 22nd, from 1 to 4 o'clock at the East Brunswick Municipal Complex Courtyard, it's back for its third year in a row. It's the East Brunswick Summer Market with over 50 amazing vendors. You'll find everything from handmade crafts and art to unique jewelry, clothing, and gourmet eats. Craving that barbecue, Thai, or cappuccinos? They've got it all. Plus, sweet treats with ice cream to beat that heat. Let's all enjoy live music and entertainment throughout the day, and bring the kids for story time sessions with local authors and our awesome East Brunswick librarian. It's all presented by the Township of East Brunswick and the Office of Economic Development. The Summer Market Series. It's all about celebrating local talent with the spirit of our community. There's a lot going on in East Brunswick. We'll see you there. I'm on the job again today. We are paving in Kingswood Station. Vinny Shuto, the engineering inspector, he's going to take me around. Let's go paving.
We checked the temperature. You can see that it's over 200 degrees. Comes out of the truck at around 325. And it's laid down at probably about 275. And we don't let traffic get on it until under 165. One side paved, one side milled. Then they're going to use a tack truck where it lays down the asphalt in a liquid form. Paving will come right behind it.
East Brunswick is paving some of the streets in your neighborhood. I'm on Old Stage Road and Francis. Hey, East Brunswick, have you registered your home alarm? You're supposed to register the alarm. Just go to eastbrunswick.org, scroll over to Public Safety, and then back onto Resources. When you're on the Resources page, just scroll back over to the left side there and click on Alarm Registration. Here you'll find a lot of ins and outs about your home alarm system and how it relates to the East Brunswick Police Department. Scroll down to the bottom and click to register. Once you go to the Register Online page, just put in your account number, then your password, click on Submit, and you're all done. You've registered now.
Is that the one from the police department?
Yes. Everyone needs to register their home alarm system. All right, and as they say in showbiz, we are back, and that was a look of in and around East Brunswick. Welcome back to the Buzz About East Brunswick. I'm Greg T. Mayor Cohen is with us, and Robert Zuckerman is with us. Thank you, Robert, for being with us today.
My pleasure.
So are you a little nervous?
Oh yeah,
Doesn't he look it? Doesn't look nervous.
Do you do a lot of podcasting?
No, I've been on one podcast before. That's it.
Is it weird to hear your voice inside the headphones?
Incredibly.
Everybody says the same thing. Everybody says the same thing. Yeah. Well, listen, we're not going to keep you because we know that you're very busy, but we do have something really big that's going on here in East Brunswick this weekend, and it's the market. Now, I guess, for those of us that don't know much about the market, I only know that this is our third year doing Mr. Mayor, right?
Third year.
Third year doing the market. So tell us a little bit about how the market came to be, what people can expect from the market, where exactly is the market. Tell us everything we need to know all about it.
Well, we don't have really a downtown per se, so we wanted to kind of create that that community feel, that downtown feel, and have a traditional kind of market that you see sometimes in those kind of towns. And really, it goes back to the Sustainability Committee. They had put together a farmers market during COVID. They had on the side of Route 18 in the mall. As the traffic started to come back to Route 18, as you can imagine, it kind of dissipated a little bit. So we really wanted to bring that back. And it was something that they had held here beforehand at the municipal building with kind of like an artist vibe and such. So we wanted to kind of incorporate that same thing and really make it a nice community summer tradition. So we put our heads together. We got a committee that's kind of a subset of our economic growth committee that we have here in town, and we talked about what we want to do, and we created this artistic and craft type market with some food and some local music, and
Like a street fair,
and I think it's been really nice.
Yeah,
And
people really do like it, and I think that it's also an opportunity for some of the businesses in our community and some from outside of our community to interact with people that are here in one setting. And you're right, we're creating a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a downtown that we don't really have here. Although our redevelopment plans will create some of that here in town when we get to that point. But until then, this is really great. It's growing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the two things on that is that, first of all, my office is here, and you look out, and it's actually a really pretty area, and I don't think we utilize it nearly as much as we could. And I mean, even besides the pond, you have the nice clock tower, and it's just a beautiful green area here. Yeah. So, it really comes together by having people come here. They do the summer concerts already with the library out in that area. So we kind of built on that a little bit too. And it really has a nice community feel when we do it.
And I think that a lot of our businesses have always been asking for us to do something to promote them. So this is a way of helping them as well. And you'll see it's crazy, but people just love to shop and to interact with one another in these type of settings. And so it's grown. There's been a call for us to do more of them.
Yeah, no, it's true. We actually expanded from 2 to 3. Now, what we wanted to do, though, is do something different.
Oh, you mean expanded from 2 markets to doing it 3 times?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we wanted to do something different, though, than EB Day. I mean, EB Day in itself is just such a successful event. And, it's definitely, something that people love to go to. So we wanted to separate that. So it's not just the business and community, but it's a lot of businesses that are that sell goods and homemade goods and then other smaller local businesses. So it really is a
So it's kind of become a combination of what used to be the artists' fair that you mentioned started all of this, and it was always held here, and a farmer's market.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a blending of both of those.
Now, could you see this getting so big where maybe you have it over at the Cat?
So we've
outdoors.
Yeah, we've talked about the idea. I think the goal is to kind of keep it here. I think it's a nice thing that we kind of pull in the library and pull in this little feel right here in the center of the town, in the center of the state, and it's so I don't think we'll try to grow it to that level. We try to keep it more manageable like that. So, I mean,
I think the other thing is that it's actually people now associate it with this spot.
Gotcha.
So once it becomes successful, it becomes difficult to decide you're now going to move it to a different spot.
Okay, got you.
Are used to that. We have the holiday lights, which is in this spot as well.
Oh, terrific.
That happens closer to the holidays at the end of the
year. I've only heard good things. I was not a part of it. I wasn't there last year, but I'm looking forward to seeing it this year. I heard really incredible things. It's really beautiful too.
Yeah,
the pictures I've seen already.
It totally looks like a Hallmark Christmas card.
Yeah. It looks really pretty. Yeah.
But that's the theme. It may be different in each season. But the goal is to draw people here.
Gotcha.
And if it grows, then it'll grow here.
Okay.
And we have enough things that we do at the Community Arts Center. We have enough things that we do in different parts of town. But this one, Rob's kind of taken the charge of making that grow, and it is.
Gotcha. So it's Sunday from 1:00 until 4:00.
Yes.
So give me a rundown. Like, what can people expect when they come out to the market this coming Sunday?
Absolutely. And and if it does grow, we'll just grow it around the pond.
Sure. Gotcha. There's a lot of space here.
Yeah. So, first between 1 to 4, there's going to be a couple performers, local performers.
Okay.
And we have two great bands that are made up of high school seniors and juniors, I believe. Lunch Break and then 6 to 1. 6 to 1's performed before. Lunch Break's a new addition this year.
Okay.
I definitely excited that they're very, very good.
Great.
So, I mean, that's something to definitely come out and check out. They'll be in the beginning and the end. And then in between, we have Lori Gold. She's a local, solo performer. Mm-hmm. She performs for the senior center. She performs in the library. She performs around town often. So she's going to be a nice addition. And
Lori Gold.
Lori Gold.
Okay.
And then also our East Brunswick Symphony every year has joined us.
Yeah.
They don't do it as the full orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
They have normally a quartet or something to that effect, and they perform some nice, either maybe there's some Beatles covers or there's some other things like that, and right there in front outside, and people should come with their picnic blankets. They can come with seats, and they can
nice.
Grab some of the food, because there's all the vendors, all the nice artistic and craft vendors, but there's also going to be food.
Gotcha.
Lots of good food.
So give me some rundowns. What kind of food? What can we expect?
Well, so we have the Thai food truck coming. We got tacos.
Nice.
There should be a Chubby Bubby. She makes prepackaged stuff, though. It's all your challah you want.
Oh, right.
Cinnaholic is coming. They're going to have a booth.
Cool.
Cozy Cup's coming to do a cappuccino bar.
Nice.
And chai. We should be having someone who's going to be selling a nice fresh dosa. Or not dosa, I'm sorry, pani puri,
Okay.
which will be very nice.
Okay.
Go along with
Yeah.
your wedding that you had.
All right.
Exactly.
Let's see, the
The
tacos.
ice cream place coming back?
Ice cream will be there.
Nice.
Ice cream, bubble tea, which is every kid's favorite.
They
So
love those. My
bring all of
daughters
your-
love the bubble teas.
Yeah.
Big fans of bubble tea.
Bring your kids and all of their friends.
Yep.
Cotton candy.
Cool.
We'll have some face painting, which you probably don't want to eat, but it also will be next to
But
the
it's
cotton
fun.
candy.
Kids
but yes,
love that.
yeah,
They
yeah.
love that.
Pickle guy coming back?
The pickle guy should be coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. And you talk about different ethnic groups, and we've got already with this a bunch of different ethnic foods, which people love. Marisol's Kitchen, is she coming back?
She
this
couldn't
year?
make it this year, so we only have the one truck physically this year, but we got a lot of other food vendors. Some of the other future markets that we'll have, we'll have more trucks as well. But this one, that's mostly what the food we have is. Yeah.
And now, what the purpose of the market? Just to rehash again, is of course to promote it and bring out local talent, local businesses, and what else does it all do?
I mean, it's really to support some local vendors, local local artists, but really just create this community feeling type of market here where folks can come, walk around, see all their friends, see folks that they know that are selling the goods as well, and just
And a lot of
have a nice
parents like to
day.
come out and see their
Sure.
kids performing, which is a great way of getting people out as well, because everybody wants to see their kids. And I think that Rob's right. We like to get the community together, and we don't have a town.
Right.
So if you had one,
Yeah.
it would be a natural draw all the time.
Sure.
So this is our way of trying to create that until such time as we have one of our own.
I like it. That sounds great.
You mentioned the farm markets. The only unfortunate thing is last year we had Rutgers Gardens, their farm market, come and do a stand, and it was incredibly successful. They weren't able to do it this year.
Okay.
And, that's something we'd like to do. We're trying to get some of our farms here in town to come, but we don't want to compete with our farms that we
get it.
have here in town. So we're
Okay.
not bringing out some of the outside ones you see in some of the other farm markets.
I think it sounds great. I think it really sounds terrific. I'm looking forward to it on
So
Sunday.
people to come out. Let's remind them of
Yes.
the
Sunday, 1 to 4 o'clock.
Yes.
1 to 4 is the market, the third annual market right here in East Brunswick, and it's right here in Civic Center Drive.
Civic Center Drive, yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
And we'll have a couple of others as the year goes on. So
Okay.
this will be the first but of a couple.
Yes.
Okay, not bad. How do you feel? You feel like you did a good job?
I think I did. Just
We'd love to have you back on a podcast again.
I'd love
I think
to
it was,
be
it was
back,
a,
yeah.
it was a great success.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate
Well, listen, it is terrific. All right, guys. So there you go. You heard about it. So this coming Sunday from 1 to 4, it is the market, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's the third annual market right here in East Brunswick. I love it. I'm going to bring my family over, and I think I'm going to do a little, shopping around and meet some people. We love the craft fairs and stuff like that. It's always great. So I don't know if the kids are, too old to get their face painted. They might be like, Dad, you go do it. So I'm kind of the clown of the
You
family.
probably would.
Yeah, I know. That's me. I'll be the guy. I'll be the guy walking around half face painted and everything. Should be a lot of fun. All right, guys, this is another look inside, in and around East Brunswick. We'll be right back with more.
So every year our police get out here with the adjoining towns and they run across East Brunswick in support of the Special Olympics and carry the torch and just keep it running. And on behalf of our office, I'm here supporting both Special Olympics and our boys in blue, running with them. It's a great day for it and it's a great cause. It was a great run. I'm not the best runner, but you know what? It's for a good cause and we made it. But running with these guys is a wonderful thing.
Where I am standing right now, you guys may remember this. This used to be the old Loman's Plaza. Now, this is going to be called Vermella. Let's find out what's going on here.
Townhomes down here was where we were just at Loman's. You can see the jug handle up here. This is Vermella Phase 2, which is not under construction yet. There's a pool, there's walkable spaces in there. It's gonna be really sharp.
This place is going to be gorgeous. This is the ice rink, right? We were here, there wasn't even any walls.
Masonry exterior walls get treatments outside to make it aesthetically pleasing. It's going to look really sharp. We'll have the EB logo and East Brunswick Ice Arena on the outside. Platform with railings, a viewing area for the ice on both sides. Currently, the roof is going on top of us, which is a seminal moment for us to get this building weather tight inside. All glass pane to view the ice. TVs, couches and stuff.
All right, and we are back again. It is myself, Greg T, Mr. Mayor, and during our in and around East Brunswick, the mayor and I, we're right here in the public library here in East Brunswick, and we're looking outside with these great big beautiful windows. When we decided to podcast from this space at the East Brunswick Public Library, we did it because we thought, it's gonna be beautiful outside.
Be great. You see the sun, the clouds, the beautiful trees,
Right.
and all we see is gray.
Right, we thought. I even went as far as to say, we'll probably see some people jogging by. Like, it's gonna be gorgeous out here. Why would you want to sit in a studio when you have this beautiful place to look at over here outside the East Brunswick Public Library?
Exactly.
And we've gotten no part of it. It's terrible. It really, like this morning when I woke up to come over here this morning, I'm thinking, God, I want to go back to bed. It is just bringing me down. It's so hard to stay positive when the weather is just this terrible.
I think there's a DSM code in psychology for that.
Really?
I don't know, but I know that do that with the weather, right? When it gets too dark, there's like a code for the depression
Yeah,
sets in.
I can
So I
see
would
it.
think when it gets gray this many days, there's probably some sort of
You're right. Because
Medical.
when the clocks get turned back and we lose an hour.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's just like dark people get depressed.
that's right. They did exactly. People, I know my wife. She absolutely gets depressed. She needs to be sunny, all the time. She loves that bright feeling that word like the day is nice and long.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we go into the wintertime, she gets in this funk, and I can only imagine that a person like her is in this kind of a funk because there's only so much you can do to keep yourself positive. There's only so much.
I know.
Oh,
In
my
a couple of
gosh.
days, it's going to be officially summer.
Yeah, right. The 21st. Yeah, we're really coming right up on that.
right.
Man, oh man, it's unbelievable. Well, listen, here's something to get excited for. If you really do love our podcast, The Buzz About East Brunswick, as the mayor and I do, check out what we got here.
Yes,
We've got our first t-shirts.
Real merch.
Real deal
How
merch.
about that?
So as you go around East Brunswick into some of the functions, whether it be 4th of July, whether it be the market, you might see us in and around town. You know what? We're going to have these shirts to be giving away, right?
Absolutely.
So that's pretty cool.
I told you what I really want. I really want one of those machines where you just pop them up in the air and you could just give them out. I think that'd be great.
I think that's a lot of, I used to work for the New Jersey Devils long time ago.
Yeah,
and
that's what they do in the stadium.
Yeah,
all
right.
The
They
time.
have those fun people that go around the stadium
Exactly.
right in between when they go to like 2 or 3 minutes worth of commercials. They have like the fun zone people that come out.
Yes.
And they launch those shirts.
That's great.
We got to get an East Brunswick t-shirt launcher to launch to the crowd, especially on 4th of July.
Well, we now have a good relationship with the Devils because of what we're doing with the ice
Yes,
rinks and the
yes.
streets around there that are all named after their names of the players who've retired.
Yeah.
So I think they should loan us it.
They could, I think you're right. We have to get some t-shirt launchers and start launching them out to people in the crowd.
Yes.
You want a t-shirt?
We'll have to
And
get
keep
our
launching
people to call their people and get that arranged.
You
right?
know what? Hey, I'm talking to the camera guys. What do we know? We want to get this done. The mayor says he wants it done. If the mayor wants it done, it's getting done.
Yeah, don't count on that. But
Well, I think it's pretty neat that we finally have some t-shirts to give away, which is pretty neat. Tell you what, we'll do this. How about this? We will give away, how about 2 t-shirts if you email us. Right? So if you email us at at buzzabouteb.com, all right? Email us. We will give away 2 t-shirts. You'll be the first 2 people to grab t-shirts. It'll just be random. I'll randomly select people, but you must email us at buzzabouteb.
That's a good idea. I like
right?
that.
And just tell us that you listen to our podcast, you like our podcast, and you would like a t-shirt to support the podcast.
just give us your size. 'Cause I
Right.
want to make sure we send the right one.
That's right. Give us your size and just tell us all about how much you love the podcast, and we will randomly select 2 people to get 2 shirts. The Buzz About EB. Here they are
There
again.
we go. Let's
check
get
them out.
The party started.
Very cool. I did not know it, but the mayor, you said you wore it to the gym this morning.
I did.
I had no idea. There you go, man.
There you did.
Look, the mayor is going to the gym early, working out. I gotta look. When they came in, they're like, "What size do you need?" And I'm like, "Look at me. Give me the extra large. I need to lose some body fat. I really do." How often do you work out? You work out every day?
4 days a week. Yeah.
You go 4 days a week, do you really?
Yeah.
Good for you. Man, I used to run a lot, and then I stopped running. Believe it or not, this body here ran 3 New York City marathons at one point.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, but I haven't run now. I mean, like aggressively, like regularly running, and it could be like 8 or 9 years now. I mean, every now and then I'll pop out and do like a little jog, but my body, I let it go. I stopped.
I don't know if I could do a marathon. But I do. There's every single July 4th.
Yeah.
They have the VFW sponsors a race.
Oh, really?
And it's about it's a 5K race.
Yeah, I
so
can
it's
do
not,
those 5Ks.
Those are fine. Those are perfect.
Maybe that's something I should look forward to. I just, because I'm back at the basics again. When I first started running, like many, many, many moons ago, I thought I could do this. I ran to the end of my street and I was winded. And I'm like, how am I ever going to do it? But then little by little, you coach yourself into it, And then out of nowhere, one of my friends was like, "You should run a marathon." And I'm thinking, like, could you imagine? And then I just did it.
That's great.
I coached myself through it. It was really difficult. You know what people don't know about the New York City Marathon? It's 26 miles. But what they don't know is that run over the Verrazano Bridge,
right,
that is not included in the actual 26 miles.
Why? Because you really don't get started running by that point?
They do that just for the cameras, but people think that's included. So you really end up running like 28 and a half, almost 29 miles. Yeah, so when you come off the Verrazano and you go into Brooklyn, that's where the marathon
actually
really begins.
Starts.
Yeah, and there's a big sign there that says start. Only you never see that on television. So when they're filming it from the cameras, from the helicopters, they never even tell you that.
Wow.
They're just like, look at how happy everybody is, and they're running over the Verrazano Bridge.
Imagine people being disappointed. The gun goes off, and you're like, "Here we go! I've
And you
already
have no
timed this
idea.
from this point. I'm on a whole pattern of what I'm going to do." And the next thing you know, after running for a mile and a half, you're like, "Now we're starting."
Now you start. Yeah, it is really, it's unbelievable. Yeah. When I realized that, because when I was timing myself and I was figuring out how many miles I was doing,
Right.
and all of a sudden I came to Central Park and I crossed the finish line. I looked at it and it was like 29.8. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. And then I started asking around. They're like, "Yeah, the Verrazano doesn't count." They're like, "That's just for show." I'm like, well, somebody should have told somebody about that.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But I didn't realize it was that long till you
it's a
actually
2 mile
get
run.
to it.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
Wow.
2 miles just to do that. Anyway, so back here we are just pinging all over the place. Back to the podcast. So, Mr. Mayor, you did something really neat. You spoke to a very important women's organization just the other day.
Just yesterday.
Oh,
It was
just
last
the-
night, actually.
Tell
It
us
was
all about that.
Democratic Federation of Women. And I got an opportunity to go and speak in front of people about something not related to being mayor.
Okay, great.
Right? I am a physician, gynecologist, take care of women for
Right.
decades now.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of information out there that I think people are not aware of in terms of screening guidelines and genetic testing and where we've been able to move in that whole field. And I think it's my role to get out there and try to get that information out to people.
I think so
that they have and know what type of health options they have. We're in a vastly different world than when I was growing up.
Sure.
The idea of breast cancer when I was growing up was a death sentence. Now, clearly, people expect to survive because they do. And genetics was not even talked about then. That's really revolutionized medicine and women's health care in particular. So there's a lot that's changed, and it was just a nice opportunity to get out and get that information out and be able to talk about something in a public forum that's not related to roads or what's going on Route 18 or someone shooting me because another apartment complex is coming up.
I get you. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying. Right. You get a chance to actually just be you and speak about something that's incredibly important to a great organization, which is terrific. That's
absolutely.
great. And you're right. Who else is qualified? Who else is more qualified than you to speak about women?
But like even in politics, there's just a lot of information that's out there, and a lot of it is not correct, or it's misinformation, or what we used to say in Yiddish, "Bubbemeise." People just like gossiping.
What was that in Yiddish?
Bubameister.
I never heard of it.
It's a Yiddish term. It just means like gossip. People
Okay.
just gossip. It doesn't
Yeah.
make it medically correct, but you can just imagine a bunch of people talking around the table and they say, "Oh, I heard this, but that didn't mean it's actually correct."
Right.
And this is an opportunity to clear that stuff up and
Okay.
give people real information that's useful.
That's great. Hey, listen, I think you're right. If there's somebody that I want to listen to that's going to talk about, what women are going through, what they're dealing with, it's going to be you for sure. You're a doctor firsthand and you know best. So I'm thinking that's great. Good for you. Good,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you. It was fun.
Hey, so there is one thing that I wanted to tell you that you did this. You went out and visiting all these parks in East Brunswick.
Yes.
And I was really
People still talking about that, by the way.
I think it's really incredible that you did that. And I had no idea that East Brunswick had so many parks. I had no idea. So I wanted to figure out something else to showcase here in East Brunswick. And it seems funny, but I'm going to do it in a really nice, fun, tasteful way. I'm actually going to spotlight how many different strip malls East Brunswick has. So last week, I took it upon myself to drive around and to list each and every strip mall. There's a lot going on, not just that we always say there's a lot going on in East Brunswick, but there's a lot going on in some of our strip malls. And so many amazing restaurants of so many different cultures and things that I learned about. I mean, really, don't sleep on some of the strip malls here in East Brunswick. They do offer so much.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of them that people don't even know what the actual name is of the mall. They just know, it's the mall with the vitamin shop. They don't know what the name of that mall is.
That's exactly it.
So when you say, I went to XYZ Mall, I'm like, where is that?
That's exactly it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to go around and, like on a weekly basis, I will spotlight one of these great strip malls that we have. And I'm going to tell the story about what each mall even has to offer.
Yeah.
You'd be, I think not you, because you know East Brunswick, but I think some of our viewers even take our strip malls for granted. And you don't realize, because I know I did, when I was driving around through some of them, I was like, oh my God, that's here and that's here. I couldn't believe how much some of these strip malls have to offer.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the people that have those vendors and people that are retailers that are in those strip malls will appreciate that because I think they do often, depending upon where they're located, may not get the...
You don't go there.
You don't go there. You don't know it's there. You might not get the pass-through traffic because... I think the way they designed malls years ago, I don't know who thought that out, but many of them, they're perpendicular to the road. So you're great if you're right on the road, but you really need to know about the person.
What's inside it.
Right. And by the time you look to see what's all the way down there, you probably had an accident with the person in front of you. So it's just not
such a picture. Yes.
The one that was the worst was the one that used to be where the Gap and the Wiz. In order for you to know what was there, you'd actually have to turn your head and look behind you.
You're right.
Because the mall faced the other direction.
Yeah.
So I don't know whoever thought of that.
No, you're right. There was that one building, it was like the Office Max or whatever that one was. You had no idea what was there whatsoever. And you're right, as you were driving down 18, you'd have to turn around and take a look at what's that building as you're sitting there driving at the same time.
Exactly. Like nobody would ever design a building like that today.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Right.
So so I'm really excited. I wanted to let you know that you made this happen.
Thank you.
So I think it's cool. So I'm going to spotlight some of our strip malls, which is really neat. And next week we're going to have another guest on the show. He's going to give us a little bit more of an update with what's going on with the ice rink and the Vermella, but we're going to have Keith Kipp on with us, which will be fantastic. So he'll sit in with us and he'll tell us about, just get us all caught up with, how everything's going. Are you pleased with the progress of what's happening with Vermella?
Yeah, no, I'm pleased with all of the progress. I think a lot of you probably recognize that once the developers have gotten everything signed, sealed in terms of what they're doing, then they go out and often need some sort of funding or financing. Sure. Once they start getting financing, now they owe that money back. They're moving. So you start to see these things move up and people say, oh my God, it just went up overnight.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Sure. Well, that'll be great. So I'm excited to find out exactly a little bit more about what's going on and the development. That'll be neat.
No, that'll be good.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we still have to come back and say goodbye and tell you a little bit more about our T-shirts. It's all happening right here. This is the Buzz About East Brunswick. This is another look of in and around East Brunswick. We'll be right back. Guys, ready for the summer? Crystal Springs Family Water Park has been named one of the best pools in the state of New Jersey, offering day passes and seasonal memberships. It's a summer water attraction you're not going to want to miss. The recreation pool, the lap pool, relax by the lazy river even, and your children are always safe in the shallow kiddie pool. But for the really little ones, Crystal Springs even has its own splash patio. You want to talk about summer fun? Well, how about those 3 awesome water slides that only Crystal Springs has? And don't worry about lunch. The concession stand is fully stocked with snacks and grilled meals. So let's all beat the heat this summer, East Brunswick, at the Crystal Springs Family Water Park. Are you registered on the Do Not Knock list here in East Brunswick? Are you on the registry?
Who is it?
We're with the solar company up the street.
I'm on the do not knock list. I'm on the do not knock list.
Just log on to the East Brunswick Township website at eastbrunswick.org. Scroll over to departments and scroll over to Township Clerk. Scroll down to Do Not Knock Register Form. And when you're there, you'll notice the blue shaded area with all sorts of jargon explaining you have now reached the Do Not Knock Registry. Just fill out the form with your name and address, click Submit, and congratulations, you're now registered for the Do Not Knock list.
Hey, East Brunswick, I'm Rob Zuckerman, Economic Development Officer. I'm here to tell you the East Brunswick market is coming back. So mark your calendars. Sunday, June 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. Friday, July 11th from 6 to 9 p.m. And Sunday, August 3rd from 1 to 4 p.m. The market will be held at the East Brunswick Municipal Complex, 1 Civic Center Drive. And again, there'll be 30-plus vendors, food trucks, live music, and family fun. And if you're interested in becoming a vendor, the applications are available now at eastbrunswicktownship.org. Just click on the Economic Development tab. Tell everyone you know the market is back. There's a lot going on in East Brunswick.
All right, guys, I got to tell you, today, I almost feel, Mr. Mayor, as if we had more fun behind the scenes than we did in front of the cameras today.
Well, it's nice to you could see the people behind us. I can't, but
So, again, we are podcasting to you here in the East Brunswick Public Library, and we podcast every single Tuesday starting at 11 a.m. You're more than welcome to come on by and say hi. If you watch us on EBTV on YouTube, well, hello to everybody on EBTV 26, or maybe you're listening to us on Spotify or iHeart, Apple Music, or Amazon. We're on every single one of those streaming sites. But we do have a group of people that are behind the scenes just to make sure I don't say anything wrong. You never know. They're always listening. But it's so funny because of their hand gestures.
it's like charades. Like, what do they mean by that?
Right, that they're making. So we were talking earlier about our t-shirts, which now we're sporting our t-shirts. Look at us. All right, these are nice shirts that you guys can have yourselves.
Very comfortable too, actually. It's really.
I like the quality. It's not like really stiff and thick.
No.
Like it's really good quality shirt. Not bad. And like I said earlier, if you would like to get your hands on a Buzz About East Brunswick t-shirt, I'm going to give away two. Well, not me, but we are going to give away 2 t-shirts. What you have to do is drop us an email. Email us at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. All right. Email us right there, and we will randomly select 2 people to give away our 2 t-shirts. Make sure you give us your sizes, and we'll send out the right shirt for you.
Yeah, well, we're going to ask them to come pick it up at the fair.
Okay, gotcha. So as we are talking about things, and we're coming up, and the mayor, he wants to get one of those fun t-shirt guns that you see at all these events. And they're making faces.
They don't like that. It's too risky. We have to check with our lawyers and make sure that that's okay, and no one's going to sue us. And like, it's a t-shirt.
Yeah, right. I mean, they do it at all these sporting events, right? You've seen it done everywhere. It's a t-shirt gun, and it shoots these t-shirts in the air. And the mayor's people, they're all like, "No, we can't have it. We're not allowed to have any toys around here." But the mayor wants it. If the mayor wants it, we're getting it. So look out. You might be at 4th of July this year, and you may see a t-shirt flying in the air.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, so this was episode 10, and we really did have a good time. I think we had a great time. It was fun. So guys, listen, make sure you guys are back with us next week for episode 11. Again, we're gonna have Keith Kipp on with us, talking about the Vermella, talking about the ice rink. Well, you know what? We will give you an update of whether or not we got what we want with our t-shirt guns. If we got t-shirt guns,
but definitely come out to the fair on
the market.
Sunday. The market's going to be beautiful.
Yep.
I think it's actually going to be good weather.
Don't
say that.
The
yet.
weather forecast looks good for Thursday and Friday and Saturday.
If you say it too much, that's another Yiddish term. It's called a kinahora. It means that means that the bad things are going to happen. So don't say it.
All right, we don't want kinahara. No kinahara. But also, there is one thing we did forget, and this is my fault. I was supposed to bring this up. This coming Friday is Pride at the Pool.
Yes.
At Crystal Springs.
Yes.
Anything you want to expand on that?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I think people should come out and enjoy it.
Yep.
It's for anybody that clearly recognizes that Pride Month is the month of June.
Yep.
And we celebrate and with our friends that are in the LGBTQ plus community.
Right.
And but you don't have to be in any one community to have fun.
No, that's right. It's for everybody.
So come out and have. Right?
Yeah, listen, you're right. If your middle name is fun, you want to be a part of it. That's what we want to do.
Exactly.
Everybody's welcome on Pride at the Pool this coming Friday. Hope to see everybody there. And not only that, but the following week on the 28th is their official first day where Crystal Springs is open every single day.
Yes.
And we did promise that we would do a live podcast from Crystal Springs.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You know what's going to happen.
It's going to rain? No!
Don't say that.
No more rain. I can't do it anymore. All right, guys. So, on behalf of myself, I'm Greg T. This is the mayor. You know him, you love him, you voted for him. And this has been episode 10. Peace. We'll see you there next week for episode 11. This has been The Buzz About East Brunswick.
Thanks for watching.